Hey, y'all, it's Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV, back with more news and commentary you can use. Listen, I hope that you're doing well. I hope your family is doing well. And as always, thank you so much for subscribing to and supporting the channel. Listen, y'all, over the past several days now, I've been covering the winter storm throughout the United States, particularly here in the South, which is where I live. I'm in Georgia. And I've been telling you all and sharing stories, even here on the community tab, about how in Georgia and all across the South, right, we've been experiencing, or several people have been experiencing a water crisis, okay? The unusually extremely cold, freezing temperatures have led to many homes and businesses throughout several communities experiencing water pipe bursts. Experiencing water pipe bursts, which has led to water outages in order to repair the damage. And even in some cases, some people have been without power, and it's caused, quite naturally hardships for many people, many businesses, many communities. Many businesses had to close. Maybe people also had to relocate. And, while all of that has been going on here in the South, up north, New York area, specifically Buffalo, many people have been also dealing with what I would call a severe crisis. And so I just want to come on and talk about what's been going on in Buffalo. I do want to encourage you to do your research. If this is a story that, may interest you, you want to learn more. I'm recording this video and uploading it. I'm, not on my setup where I can share my screen or anything like that, but I do want to share some information with you, but then also at the same time encourage you to, just go and do some research. And, it has me asking a lot of questions, how has something like this gone on now for so long, and where is the help in times of need? So let me go ahead and read the information that I want to read. The article that I want to read comes from Fox News. And this is out of Buffalo, New York, okay? And the article says that the Buffalo winter storm, talking about Buffalo, New York, 39 people at the time of this article, which was published today, which is December 29th, around 1:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The title of the article from Fox News says that the Buffalo winter storm, 39 people now confirmed to have lost their life in western New York, officials say. Okay, now the caption to this article says that Erie County official says that first responders, listen to this, y'all, first responders are going through 2,000 gallons of fuel every 4 hours. Okay, let me give you some information. Officials in New York, according to Fox News, officials in New York are now confirming that 39 people have lost their life in the Christmas weekend winter storm that swept through Buffalo and its surrounding areas. Okay, Erie County Executive Mark Palonkars, in a series of tweets on Thursday, said that 31 of the people that lost their life occurred in the city of Buffalo itself, while the others happened in the towns of Amherst and Cheektowaga, okay, and the villages of Williamsville and Depew, okay. Just to go into a little bit more detail here, they also said that 17 were found outside, 11 were in their homes, 4 were found in cars, 4 were from shoveling or snow blowing, 3 were delayed EMS responses. Okay, now just to hear that, it just, I don't know, it just kind of just makes me feel like, wow, it's very troubling to hear. There's a story, I don't know if you all have seen reports or heard reports, but there's a story that's circulating in the media about how one young lady, I believe she was 22 years old. I hope I'm getting her age correct. You all correct me if I'm wrong, please. But there was a young lady who they said had recently relocated to Buffalo, and she was on the way home from work. And from my understanding, based on the information that came out, Her vehicle was stuck in the snow, and she was communicating with her family, her loved ones, about what was going on, texting, even sending video footage. And you know, it came out to be where she lost her life in the storm, and it was just very sad to hear. You know, a lot of people, you know, from my research, there were, I won't say a lot, but there were some people who it's suspected that they lost their life due to carbon monoxide poisoning. You can do your research and learn more about carbon monoxide, but it was said that, you know, some people, to keep warm quite naturally, their first thought was to, you know, leave the car running, you know, have the heat going. And, you know, as that was happening, you know, snow was still falling. It was said that, you know, eventually the snow covered the exhaust pipe. So the fumes that would normally come out of the car when it was running, they weren't coming out somehow. Maybe they were pushed back in, and that's what some of the people breathed in, and that caused their loss of life. So it's just a very sad story. I just mentioned in the article how they said, you know, 3 were delayed EMS responses. Based on some of the articles, the research I read, it was said that, you know, so much is going on, you know, in this area. They're trying to, you know, this is just what I, you know, was reading and everything. They were saying that the EMS emergency vehicles, police would try to get to so many different people. Now, at the same time, they're saying that those emergency management services, medical services, the police, they actually got stuck in the snow. But then I don't know if, you know, there was some other reason for delay, but those are just some of the stories that were reported. Very, just very sad to hear all of that. You all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, I'm on talking about Buffalo, New York in the winter storm. In the aftermath of that storm that has led to many people losing their life, hardships for many people. I saw some pictures. Please do your research on this as well. I don't want to come on and share a lot of photos or things like that, because this is a very tragic event. And you know, it just has me wondering, you know, why isn't more being done? Where are the elected officials at the local level, state level, and federal level? Where are they at during this time? Why aren't there more help and resources being brought to this area? They also said that a county in Western New York, I believe they're talking about Erie County, has spent $5 million so far on private contractors to help with the storm cleanup, $1 million of which was devoted to the city of Buffalo alone on Wednesday. Okay, there's like so many feet of snow. There was one video that is also circulating in the media where someone went to open their door and they cannot even exit their house. Like, they open the door and it's like snow is snow is up to the height of the door almost, basically. Now I do know that, you know, New York, parts of up north, they do get a lot of snow each year, but it seems like this is just an unusual amount of snow that has fallen on this area. Vehicles, they showed many vehicles that were stuck in the snow. And as I shared earlier, it says cruise equipment is going through 2,000 gallons of fuel every 4 hours. Okay. An emergency operations center, the article says, is set up to deal with the storm, will be winding down tonight. Okay. But he said there is still a lot of work to be done. The National Guard. Okay. The National Guard. Here's a quote. It says, the National Guard and our emergency crews will remain in the area on the road, so please make sure to give them room. Some of these vehicles are very large, the article says, and not typically on regular streets. Okay. All county departments, the article says, will be doing an evaluation of resources and action plans to make sure every response is always better than the last one. Okay, so that is an article from Fox News. Here's one that came out today that's from ABC News. And now there's a whole another situation that they're going to have to deal with now in Buffalo. And the article from ABC News says that Buffalo now prepares for flooding as temperatures soar. So again, if you look, you can do your own research, but you'll see there's snow pretty much everywhere, covering stores, even calling some. I saw in one article there was a gas station that somehow had collapsed. I don't know if it was because of the weight of the snow, but because of all this snow here, and as the temperatures are starting to warm up. Remember I said even in the South, in my area, they're saying now that temperatures are supposed to start warming up. Well, as this snow melts, of course, it's going to melt into water. And so now, according to ABC News, Buffalo is preparing for flooding as temperatures soar. Okay. So let me just read a little from this article. It says residents of Western New York are going from shoveling snow to filling sandbags as a historic blizzard. Okay. So I just said that, y'all, I know, like I said, they get snow in that area, but this has just seemed like an unusual event. We've talked about unusual weather patterns here before on the channel. And I have a lot of questions. Well, what's going on? How is all of this happening? Once in a century, several decades, hasn't happened in several decades, once in a generation. How is all this happening? How are all these things happening? So they're going from now shoveling snow, okay, and as the temperatures are warming up, the ice is melting, they're now having to fill sandbags as a historic blizzard that caused 39 people to lose their life in metropolitan Buffalo gives way to a big meltdown, the article says, with temperatures forecast to soar. Okay, a record 51 inches, y'all. 51 inches of snow over the Christmas weekend paralyzed New York's second largest city, which is now facing fears of flooding, as the mercury is expected to climb into the 50s on Friday. That's tomorrow, according to the National Weather Service. Okay, the warm-up has already started, with Buffalo hitting a relatively balmy 40 degrees Thursday morning. Okay, I want you all to look at some of the pictures of the snow. It's quite a lot. Let me see if I can hold on just a minute, y'all. I'm going to flip my camera around just to show you one of the pictures here that I see on the screen. I'm gonna flip it. All right, so look at all this snow, y'all. That is quite a bit of snow there. See how you have snow covering. So, just to kind of give you a picture so you can see that, they're dealing with quite a bit, okay? Let's see. I'm going to keep reading here. So that's pretty much what they're saying, about the amount of snow. It looks like they even have some areas where as they shovel the snow, they're dumping it. You see like mounds and mounds of snow. And then of course, a driving ban. Now, I don't know if at the time that I upload this video, if it has been lifted, but they did say that a driving ban had been imposed in Buffalo during the snowstorm. Was lifted. Okay, so it was lifted just after midnight Thursday as snow removal crews worked to clear city streets. Okay, so they did institute, at one point in time, they instituted a driving ban. Again, I'm assuming that's for the safety of the people. But y'all, in another article, and I actually put this on the community tab, people who were either in their homes or got stuck in businesses, they had very limited access to food, to go out and get food. A lot of, because of all of the snow, a lot of businesses, restaurant stores were closed. And, people, they show where I think it was a Family Dollar. You can check the community tab right here on the channel, but they showed a Family Dollar that had been looted. And, in the caption of my post on the community tab, I say when people are hungry, tired, fed up, for lack of help, or for whatever reason, they're going to go through, great lengths, desperate measures to survive. So those are some things that I want you to think about. Again, I encourage you to do your own research. Very, very troubling. It's just hard to, see and read about. It just weighs very heavy on my heart. And so I'm praying for the people of Buffalo that they're able to, survive, to get the things that they need, to get help, resources in a as fast as possible in a timely manner. It's just a very hard situation to even, think or talk about. So please do your research and find out and see what's happening in Buffalo. And, I'm not trying to, by any way, make fun of the situation or blame anyone or anything like that. But this is another example of why we all, at all times, we need to make sure that we have emergency food supply and survival needs. I say all it takes is one crisis. I'm pretty sure, those people, even before Christmas, they may have never imagined what was to come. And, even in the midst of the situation that they're in, like I said, I pray that, they're somehow able to get the resources and the help they need in a timely manner in order to survive and sustain. So I'll be following up with this story. Right now, it seems like the snow, based on the what they said, it looks like right now there are more concerns now about the snow melting and the flooding. So I'll keep you all updated on this story. Okay. Thank you all so much again for supporting the channel. I'm praying for the people of Buffalo and all surrounding areas. I'm praying for people all over. We're living in very troubled times. Look at some of the stories that I've shared on the community tab here on the channel. It doesn't take much. You don't have to look far to say, hey, wait a minute. It's a lot of things going on, very concerning. Something is just not quite right about the times that we're living in. A lot of questions. But again, a lot of things are out of our control. Focus on what you can control, and that's making sure you have your emergency food supply, your survival needs, your medicine. There was a subscriber who reminded us to make sure that, for those who take medicine, prescription medicine, things like that, over-the-counter medicines, get your medicines if needed. If you feel like there's something that you need to have. With so much going on, again, even if it's not happening in your area, who's to say they're not going to take from one area to help those that are in need in other places. I always say, please make sure you add water to your emergency food supply survival needs, because again, as the water crisis continues in the South, okay, I want to say in Metro Atlanta, there was a article that came out this morning that said that the people there in the areas, and in many areas where there was a boil water notice, those notices have been lifted. I would say, hey, still take caution. Make sure you have some clean water at all times. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much for your support. I'll be back on the channel with more news and commentary you can use. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you found the information to be helpful. Share this video. And if you haven't already, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. Join our community. That way you can stay connected and informed. All right. Y'all be blessed. Talk to you soon.